Welcome back, guys, to another Cloud Now episode for you. Today, what we're going to do is the IPv3 Li edition, a little bit of comparison to the IPv4, just a little bit, and what they kind of did after this whole thing started up. I'm going to go over on specs, also size comparison to more common devices that we see, and also does it live up to all these other ones that are coming out fresh, and what I think of it truly enough. But anyways, guys, we're going to get close up and personal, and we'll get more in detail about this guy. Guys, so we're up close and personal. So this IPv3 Li edition, to give basic concepts of it, straight out of the box, it comes up to, whoops, that's one. God damn it. Motherfucking cocksucking dickhole. Goat fisting motherfucker. There we go. Okay. So to give basic terminology of what this guy can do and everything like that, we're just going to go over simple specs. Straight out of the box, what most people do, they'll go up to 160 watts. That's straight out of the box. And then what we have over here is that we actually got two 18650s slots, and that is series style. Oh, also ribbon. That's very, very affordable. Not very, very affordable. That's very, very useful. And also magnets on top. We got vent holes on the bottom. And of course we got the logo on the bottom, and also what they're Pioneer for You up top of here. And also what most people do not use nowadays, but we have a touch sensor up here. And we got our 510 adapter. Over here on the sides where most people are going to look at the most, obviously enough it says check atomizer. I have no atomizer on there. Anyways, hopefully enough it goes back away. Do you go back away? Yes, you do. Alright. So to upgrade it, you have to go through a couple firmwares and everything like that, and once you're upgraded, you can go up to actually you can go fully up to 200 watts. And also, just like the IPv4 when it first came out, if it does not say atomizer, check atomizer. Do I have to put something on here? Jesus Christ. Alright. Okay, so if we had a temperature control coil on here, we can easily go over the power settings, and we can go to joules. Yeah, I'm just going to select Fahrenheit because I'm an average American. And as you see here, it goes up to 572 degrees. And the lowest that we can go, if it scrolls down, and as you can see here, it's going at actually a decent pace. So, Zach, how was your day? Oh, there we go. Okay. It goes down to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. And to me, I typically use up to 300 Fahrenheit. I go up to 300 degrees up to, I typically use maybe right around 500, maybe 510, just because it says 510. Anyways, if another portion, it goes up to NI, or we can do TI. Either one of these works. I'm guessing there's going to be a new update to where they can do stainless steel and stuff like that. Don't quote me on that, but that's just a rumor that I've been hearing. And I actually don't have a NI200 on here, so I'm actually going to change this back over. But because we're in the main selection, the menu selection, as you can tell, I'm actually going through the damn shit again. Anyways, here we go. We just basically have system on, system off. And we can go to like exit. There we go. I'm going to switch back to power mode. And we just exit out. So there's a couple of memory units that we can go through here. We can go to 5 of them. I typically don't quite use these as much. It's nice to go from like really low wattage when I have tanks on there up to like high wattages once I put my RD on there. And the battery life on this guy, if you have like MXJOs or even HE4s, me and Zach over here, we actually did a couple of juice reviews before I did a review on this guy. Well, as I'm doing a review on this guy. As you can see, quarter way down at the moment, and I was vaping on this guy pretty much before I got over here, maybe 4 to 6 hours beforehand. So actually the battery's pretty decent. The batteries I'm using today are MXJO's 2500 mAh, 35 amp continuous, and they are rechargeable in IMRs. But basically I almost get maybe a day and a half, if not fully 2 days. The only time I get full 2 days out of it is when I'm using like a 0.2 coil and up around the 60 watts as well. And also the basic ohms on this guy too, I can go down to 0.1, and that's for temper control. I can go down to 0.06, and the highest of it can go on the temp control is up to 2 ohms. And as for wattage mode, I can go up to 3 ohms. But who uses 3 ohms anymore? I'm not sure anybody does. But anyways, that's pretty much the basic terminology of this guy. Overall, you can tell that there's a couple minor scratches, and they say open this way. Anyways, all the scratches that you see on here are actually just from me using the device. Maybe a couple drops here and there. As you can see too, it has the e-heat chip. To me, these are one of the e-heat chips I actually adore, and I just love the e-heat chips because they seem to last longer, and also like SX minis and stuff like that, they cost around like $190. So if they still have the same chip inside of here, or the same people that make the chips, they got to be good. And to me, they are good. Very accurate wattage settings. There's no pulse modulation or anything like that after 150 watts. And also, to me, it seems to be giving a really accurate readout. If I was to keep vaping on this guy, I can probably go about 2 more hours before it says check atomizer when I'm vaping like 160 watts. And I pretty much use this guy all the time. It's one of my top phenomenal devices. I wish I would have got it sooner, but I was kind of skeptical about that. And when we go back to normal view, we're going to talk about that. Another portion that I really adore too is the button. It's very, very clicky. And yes, it's saying check atomizer. I'd take that off. But they still have the BB style over here. And one portion that a lot of people forget about, even I do too, is like using S Pen or anything like that. Over here we got the touch sensor. And how to turn this guy on is that we're simply going to hold the up button and the home button, and as you see it says touch on. So if I did have an atomizer on here, it would not say check atomizer. And how to turn this guy off is using the minus button. There we go, and now it's off. The touch sensor is kind of okay to use. That's why this little divot right here is for it, so you can kind of come up to here. But because I'm always using the Buddha, it kind of just seems to get in the way. And sometimes when it's screwed on, I'm kind of closing the airflow. So kind of be aware of that. Also, too, I heard some people, when they turn on the touch sensor, they forget about it. And to cover that, even though if you leave this guy on for the power and you start draining the battery off of it, or you're vaping on it, it cuts off at 10 seconds like most typical mods do. And once it cuts off, it's good. But what a lot of people are saying too is that when the touch sensor is on, it won't react to 10 seconds. It will, but a little bit later on, it'll start going back to it, and it'll just keep firing and keep firing until you notice it. And by then, you have a fiery oven mod. You get over there? All right. Jesus Christ. Those are so juicy. Okay. Well, there we go. The door is pretty stable, and here's to get more of an inside of the door itself too. As you see, I don't see too much juice. Anything juice inside of there is just because of my hands at the moment. The whole door frame to cover the whole components of it, pretty good. It looks decent, has little stickers, everything you need of it. And to me, I have not broken down any of this type of device. I do not want to mess up anything. But yeah, all around, damn good mod. Alright, we're going to go back out and vape on it. Alright, up in normal view, So to kind of get more perspective of kind of the size difference, here's the IPv4 and here's the Li edition. Almost the same, if not the IPv4 is just a yay taller. I know it's kind of hard to tell with the Buddha. As for the thickness of it, I would say they're almost the same, but because of the door on the IPv4, it's a yay bigger. And then to...
For show.
I fucking just say it a lot. And then if we tell it to the little e-leaf 50 watt over here, that's currently broken. You can tell the size difference on these guys too. So a little bit of comparison. And I forgot to mention the close-ups, but this guy down here, I use it all for data transferring. There's a few of them where they came out with the 9-volt charger. If any of them come out with a 9-volt charger, please God, don't use it. I don't care what anybody says, but at this moment, it won't balance it out. What really pissed a lot of customers off, and not truly me, I understand their point of view. What happened first is that the IPv3 regular edition first came out before... There's starting a fire over there?
Coil's all messed up.
Gotcha. The IPv4 came out, and then that was the first temp control device that Pioneer View had out there, and I immediately picked it up. I got it, and I was so glad about it, and I baked it for almost 3 months or so. After that, we noticed that the Li edition came out. People got furious because they simply used a better chip but same old style box, so there's really no difference to it, and the IPv4 at the time could only go up to 100 watts and 50 joules. As for the IPv3 Li edition, out of the box, no update, came out to 160 watts with, I believe, 100 joules. And then the update came upon, and everything kind of got fixed out about. But a lot of people got pissed because they put all their money into the IPv4 and was like, I'm glad I got this. And then it came out the IPv3 Li, then they came out the IPv4S. Well, I think someone accidentally released the IPv4 before they set it out. This guy. But either way, I understand the point of view. Go back, redo it, reamp it. Good. I love this guy. IPv3 Li edition. It's got to be one of my top-notch type devices I use currently right now. The other ones that I pretty much mainly use is the SMOC over here, and also to the IPv4. I like using the IPv4 edition just for more the hand grip style itself. The cons that I have with this guy is that if you do not have the right batteries, the right amp discharge to it, you will notice it in the battery life. I can use the same wattage, same build, and everything, and I find out with my LG HE4s, the battery time on it lasts a lot longer compared to MXJOs and also MRENs, which is kind of weird because typically you would think they would do better, but they didn't. Anyways, cover price point on these guys at the moment up to, let's see the date today, the 29th, up to date of 29th, the IPv3 Li edition runs at, I've seen it online for $60, but I think those are really, really hard to find now. They go from a range of $70 up to $120. As for anything that's right around $100 for IPv3 Li edition, I would say go ahead and pick it up. To me, it's well worth it. And not only that, the chip again, the e-cig chip, is a very good chip. There's a reason why SX Mini uses it. Well, SX and Class uses it. Oh.
I'm gonna let you do your thing, man.
Yeah. I gotta think for a second. That's all. Oh.
It didn't come with a fucking Allen key?
I bet it did. Let's see. Oh, no. Allen key's over there. Alright. Back to it again. Also with the e-cig chip itself too, I find it very accurate. Even though I can use 50 watts, say example the e-leaf, 50 watt. This seems to be a little bit more modern tone. As for like a 50 watt device on this guy, going at 50 watts, it seems to be a little bit more accurate, a little bit more powerful as well. As for the Smock, it can go up to 160 watts. I heard there's an update out for it now. I haven't checked the info on that one. Some people said it was too buggy, so they didn't really care for it. As for 160 watts on the Smock tank not Smock tank, my bad. On the Smock device, X-Cube 2, the 160 watts was kind of fidgety, and it seemed like it didn't change the wattage after 140 watts. Even on the max position of like the amperage of everything rounded up and about. As for 130 watts, feels more powerful than the Smock X-Cube at the moment. And then up to 200 watts, I haven't really truly found a build that's very pleasurable, but I can run my Buddha here at 200 watts and be just fine. Oh, by the way, build that I used for it, if you want to know the reference of it, it's a 9 wrap 20 gauge on a 3mm diameter, coming out to 0.19. Anyways, also what I forgot to mention up close, even though that I have a 30mm type Addy on this guy, there's barely any overhang on this guy too. I really love that. I'm a big Addy user. Also guys too, you can really find a lot of skins for these type of guys. I found a couple of them. I have one actually on pre-order, so we can get it. Not pre-order. I have it on its way to where I can get it delivered onto there and make it look extra better. As for skins for it, there's many out there. Some range from like $5 up to $10. Some of them even have $1 on it. And I believe there's one that's really funny. It's where it's like fuck Ford. Don't know why it's there. I'm guessing someone that really hates Ford made that. I'll try to find a couple links for that so you can kind of check it out as well. One portion that you're going to find... J-Raps? Ah, gotcha. I probably didn't check it on there, but I will. One portion that you're going to find out when you first get your IPv3 LI edition, the door on it, at first it may seem like it's really hard to get off. And actually I like that at first, because after a time of just kind of playing around with it, it's slightly easy, but at the same time it still takes an effort just to get it off. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, it's almost gone. And there it goes. Alright guys, so that's kind of more of my input. I really like this device. It's very obtaining, and not only that, it's very easy to find. A lot of people are using it simply because it is a really good device.
I never used the IPv3 Li. I did use the IPv4 for a long time, and Lori's currently using it. I liked I liked the IPVs. I did. The X-Cube came out, and I got all, jumped on that bandwagon and gave my IPv to a girlfriend. But it's a nice device. I've taken a few polls off of his, and I like it. I don't have any complaints with it. So,
just a very self-sustaining, cheap mod. Can't really beat it. But thank you guys for tuning in, and please feel free to check us out on Facebook. Obviously, not if you're on YouTube right now. We do have an Instagram that we're posting up here and there. And also we have a private group, and also we have a public group, and we have our own page as well. There's a couple pages out there, but truly enough, we are active on all of them. He's more active on pretty much all of them as much as he can be, and I'm getting the gist of it here and there. And plus, I don't get notifications anymore when people are updating on it. Also, please feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment. If you have an IPv3 LI edition as well, give us our feedback on it, what you really truly think about it. Do you really hate it? Do you really love it? All this stuff that I currently have and what he has too, this is not because some company gave it to us and they try paying us out, whatever. No. This is literally out of my own pocket. I paid for it. I was kind of iffy about it, but now I'm really glad I bought it. As for other than that, I feel comfortable that I can go ahead and just vape on it. If you guys have any questions at all, just let us know. Other than that,
We're Clown Out Studios. We're clowning out.